Welcome to Pulse episode 48. Time for some Starcraft news. GSL March, the Team League, InControl hype, 4 weeks of Fury, a Marine Danny Trejo, and tons of other great stuff. This week there's also a bit of general Blizzard related news floating around, which we'll take a look at first. In 1991, 3 guys fresh out of UCLA decided to start their own game company. Their goal? Make cool games and have fun while doing so. 20 years later, the company has become a world-renowned games developer and publisher, with offices across the globe and millions of players enjoying its games in more than a dozen languages. Yes, I'm pretty sure you know by now that I'm talking about Blizzard Entertainment. In 2011, Blizzard Entertainment marks its 20th anniversary. Over the course of the year, they'll be celebrating 2 decades worth of games along with us, the community of players who made it all possible through our passion, enthusiasm and support. So let's join them for a stroll down memory lane, revisit the history of all their games, learn about life at Blizzard Entertainment, participate in a global community contest, check out the photo gallery to witness how the guys at Blizzard's epic hairstyles have evolved over the years, and much, much more. They thank us and hope we enjoy this look back at the past years of Blizzard Entertainment, and they look forward to bringing us even more epic entertainment experiences in the 20 years to come. The news site that they put up does look quite nice, and there seems to be room for quite a lot of content. So check it out and enjoy. Joyland, a Chinese amusement park due to open its doors in May this year, looks to be pretty heavily inspired by the games of Blizzard Entertainment, most notably the Starcraft and Warcraft universes. The park is currently being constructed in Changzhou and is built around the idea of taking key scenery from games and rebuilding them into reality. This apparently enables the visitors to interact between the real and virtual worlds. It's set to feature traditional rides as well as locations for normal online gaming a la internet cafes. With names like Terrain of Warcraft and Universe of Starcraft, I do think that it'll be hard not to link it to our favorite Blizzard games. If you ask me, I think the idea is amazing and I'd visit that park in a heartbeat, given the chance. Joyland looks to be aiming for a May opening, as I mentioned, which is pretty soon. Kotaku reports that they have contacted Blizzard to find out more about this park and all its wonders, but have yet to receive a reply. Below you can find links to related articles as well as Joyland's official site. There are a bunch of pictures too, so be sure to check those out and keep checking back here for more on Joyland. Let's head on over to the Starcraft news. The top 200 lists have been updated again. You can find the European, North American, Southeast Asian and Korean lists linked below. Enjoy. MLG has announced the first details for their North American MLG Pro Circuit 2011 events, and they now officially have the highest prize pool of anyone outside of South Korea, $190,000 US. That is a lot of money, and yes, it's not all going to Starcraft II, and it will be split many ways over quite some time, but it's still pretty impressive. The first of the new MLG events is going to be happening from the 1st to the 3rd of April in Dallas, Texas, and the second in Columbus, Ohio from the 3rd till the 5th of May. Apparently $120,000 will be split during the grand final, which has not yet been dated. Yes, again, this is between all the games, not just Starcraft. So if you want to read more about MLG 2011 and all it entails, check the links below. During the launch party that was recently held for Bloodline Champions at Inferno Online in Sweden, the DreamHack organizers announced the first 3 games to be played at the DreamHack Summer 2011 event later this year. Yes, the reason they announced it at said event was actually because Bloodline Champions was the first of the titles announced. The second 2 are slightly more expected and, I guess, for everyone watching this, more appreciated too. Those 2 are Starcraft 2 and Quake Live. That's some good, if expected, news. Read more about that below. Big name in the Starcraft 2 scene, InControl, has announced that he has something to announce. But wait, more on that in a bit. First up, I have to talk about the actual solid announcement that he made. InControl is thrilled to bring us what is sure to be an epic show match between Idra, the Graken, and everyone's favorite Gorilla Terran Jinro on February the 21st, 2011. InControl and Gritorp will cast the no doubt amazing best of 7 matchup, pitting everyone's favorite and certainly world famous Zerg against the heroic Terran himself. This Clash of Titans show match, as it's been dubbed, will feature a prize of $1,500 to the victor. But wait, that's not all. In addition to that, there will also be a pre-show containing a lot of interesting and no doubt humorous talk, and the show match is the coming out party, as InControl calls it. At the conclusion of this show match, a series of events will take place that will fully reveal all that he has been hyping. So if you're asking yourself what this big event is and what InControl has secretly been working on, then I guess you'll just have to tune in on February the 21st. All questions will be answered. Until then, though, he just tells us that he is indeed hyping something up that is worth hyping up, and that the show match will be totally amazing too. Somehow, I find myself not doubting a single word of it. If you want to read more about the big hype machine that is InControl and all his little dramas, check the links out below. In a few related extras, you can also find out what TLO had to say about all this crazy hype, and a leaked conversation between InControl and Idra that is quite, Idra. A lot of talk about balance, a few jabs at how Blizzard handles it, sure to make for some nerd rage. Check that out below and see for yourself. With the January season of the GSL complete, we have to set our eyes to the future. The groups for the code S of the next season of the GSL, set to start in early March, have been released. The groups were done slightly different this time around, with players actually choosing the other players in their groups. The top 8 finishers from the GSL January got to pick which group they would like to be placed in. Then each of those 8 players would be allowed to choose one player that they'd want in the group with them. That chosen player then chooses another player of his choice to be placed in the same group, and this process was repeated one more time until the groups had 4 players in each of them. A pretty cool way of doing things if you ask me, and it no doubt got a few of those players thinking really, really hard. Yes, there was a lot of excitement. Idra sharing a group with Zenio once more? Check. 2 former GSL champs, MVP and MC, in the same group? Check. Drama and upsets aplenty, for sure. There was also a slight modification in the format. There will only be one group stage this time around. I think that'll be great because it'll plunge the players straight into the action right away. As an extra, you can also read all the players' thoughts and motivations for picking the players they picked for their groups. I gotta say, there was some really interesting reasoning applied here, and these are probably a lot more entertaining to read than the groups themselves. Lastly, there are 15 Terran, 9 Protoss and 8 Zerg in the Code S for this coming season. Check it all out below and get ready for some amazing Starcraft II action in March. Incredible Miracle, or IM, managed to win the GSL Team League. They faced off against Team Startail in the finals and took it with an extremely close 5-4. All the games were absolutely crazy and definitely worth a watch. There really is over enough GSL and Starcraft II action going around, and no one has any excuse to be bored. Check all of that out and a couple of extras below, if you're interested. In our last bit of, if only slightly GSL related news, we have a couple of videos of Artosis playing at the GSL qualifiers, and a few comics called the True GSL Story. These comics are totally hilarious and are focused on the casting Archon that is Testosis. Check all of that out below too. Total Biscuit and his Shoutcraft present 4 Weeks of Fury, a 4-match exclusive show match series over 4 weeks with top players, sponsored prize pools, and pimpest play bonuses. Sounds pretty amazing, right? Wait till you hear who the competitors are. The Liquid Grudge match, Huck vs the Little One, which has already been completed, the results can be found below. The Trial of 6 Zerglings, that's Dark Force vs Action Jesus. The Altercation of the Altar, Sock vs Morrow. The Finale, The Little One vs White Ra. These games are going to be cast by Total Biscuit himself, and each show match will take place on a Wednesday at 8 PM. That's 8 PM GMT, 9 PM CET, or 3 PM EST. The games will be aired live via Total Biscuit's Justin TV account, the link of which can be found below, so don't miss those games. So now let's head on over to the tournament and event smalls. The TeamSpeak Team Liquid Starcraft II Open number 13 has been announced for the 12th of February. You can read all about the Team Liquid Star League Protoss invites and the map pool that they're set to use below. And then lastly, you can read about the next Justin TV Invitational as well. An enthusiastic Reddit member made, or revealed at least, a rather cute cynical Brit paper QB. Nothing more really needs to be said. Check it out on your screens and enjoy. Okay, so this next picture may well be on the verge of needing a bit of censorship, but it is an amazingly, absolutely epically crazy picture of the actor Danny Trejo as a Starcraft II Marine. I can't explain what exactly is going on in the image, but I can say that this picture is something that you'd probably want a higher resolution version of. Guys, check it out, and yes, it's not for the faint of heart. For those that were wondering, or just want a bit more from this artist, it was created by a user named Azazel1944 from DeviantArt. So head on over to his page and send some thanks for creating this masterpiece. If you missed the start of the show, check it out now because Blizzard turned 20 years old and it seems like G4 got the best present of all. An esports focused interview with Starcraft II game director Dustin Browder and the manager of Blizzard's esport department, Jung Kim. The company has made a strong impact over the last 20 years to leave an everlasting effect on the world of esports, starting way back when with Warcraft 2 and evolving into the insanely popular Starcraft II franchise. The door is now wide open and Blizzard seem to think that Starcraft II esports has a huge future. Tournaments, balance in maps, upcoming plans for the Battle.net, and even a little bit of Heart of the Swarm information. Check it all out in the interview below and appreciate it. It's time for episode 2 of Imbalanced. Warning, this is, as Ortosis loves to say, not a show for the faint of heart or those with overinflated egos. This week, Idra and Ortosis answer quite a few questions that the community had after the first episode, and then move on to discuss TVP openings. Marines and Marauders early game against Protoss. Are Stim and Concussive Shells imbalanced? If you missed the first episode, it is recommended that you check it out before watching this one. Also, how many pets does Ortosis have? As an extra to this video, I've posted a link to the denied high five that Ortosis pulled on Idra that has been the talk of the town recently. Or at least the talk of Reddit. You can check that out on your screens right now or find the link below. It's probably worth a watch. In one last little bit of related news, Polarfluke has a pretty lengthy interview up with Greg Idra Fields titled Release the Kraken. And, well, what can I say? Idra interviews are always a good read. Check that out at polarfluke.co.za or in the links below. Enjoy. A member of the Team Liquid forums has taken it upon themselves to start a StarCraft Pro Gamer yearbook of sorts. The idea behind this is to find pictures of the pro gamers from before, you know, back when they were mere mortals. I have to say it is great to see some of the legends as kids. Boxer, Nada, Flash, Jaedong, and yes, even Toskgirl. So if you're keen for some nostalgic fun, then you can check the post out below. Big thanks to Moopy for setting it all up. Yet another great StarCraft II themed song has popped up, and this one may well be the best one to date. Do you remember that Eminem song, Stan? Well, this is a parody of that song, and wow, does it do it justice. It's titled Dan, and features some amazing vocals by Smix, Tempo, and Suspense. They even went as far as to record a full music video for the song. I know I say this with pretty much every single song I mention here, but geez, you absolutely have to check this one out. There are rumors floating around that the little one may well be thinking of starting up a pro house in Stockholm. Granted, this was all just speculation based on a Facebook status that TLO posted, but still, rumors are fun, aren't they? Read more about it, a lot more about it, below. A lovely lady from the Reddit StarCraft community has created some really cool StarCraft II paintings. One of a rather legendary looking pylon and a fierce looking mutalisk. Check those out on your screen right now and find a link to the post below. Let's head on over to the community smalls. ESL TV's Rotterdam University is in session. There's an interesting poll up called How Much Is That Baneling in the Window, focused on StarCraft II pets. The StarCraft II community site has another post up called The Academy Deep Blue, which focuses on playing against AI. The next in the Academy series of posts is titled Hi Sensei and focuses on you playing with community members instead of against the AI. BlizzCon 2010 VIPs managed to donate $75,000 to charity. There's a new StarCraft II Galaxy Editor Q&A up which answers a lot of the community questions. Idra will no longer be streaming. Yes, he made it official. He says he just can't bear to play 2 hours of Starcraft II every day. QXC has applied for the Foreigner House in Korea. There's an interview up with Cats over at Team Liquid. For those of you that want daily Starcraft coverage, you can check out the latest episodes of SC Center below. That's with JP McDaniel and Chobo Pion. Gosu Gamers has 2 new features up, one called Flash of Brilliance and the other The Extinction of Protoss. Amazon apparently has a special on where if you buy Starcraft 2 Wings of Liberty, you'll get World of Warcraft for free. Huck has just broken the 4,000 point mark on the ladder. Clan Praetoriani has signed Folly or Folly. Kotaku has a very extensive fruit dealer profile up. GG Vision episode 20 and 21 can be found in the links below or on your screen right now. There's an interview up with Beastie Cutie over at Compito and another interview up with Mana. On the Dignitas website you can read about Shio making his appearance on JP and Friends and an interview with Select. You can head on over to Team Liquid to check out the latest Liquid Weekly, number 27. Lastly, big name player Lalush has another interesting article up called The Analysis of Macro. Sadly, that's all I have for you for this episode, but keep checking back here for more Starcraft, World of Warcraft, and Diablo related news. As usual, remember to like the video, favorite it, share it with your friends, and subscribe. But most importantly, happy Starcrafting.